Oh shit. Hello everybody. How are we? Chat. There's nobody in lab, it seems to be. And so, hey Marissa. Oh, because I didn't build. What's up, Gumli? Well, let's join. Let's see. Yeah, there was a bit of an activity in Veeb earlier, and now there is none. And so, yeah, this hasn't been working out lately, so I need to change strategy, I think. There haven't been much activity in Veeb because of moderation issues. Hey, Tone.
We'll come and keep you company.
Thank you. There's fucking nobody here.
No. Have you started streaming yet? Or?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be a while yet. I thought we were going to be another half an hour, but okay.
Sorry. Oh no, I scheduled it. I was late 2 minutes. Scheduled it at like 10:45 GMT.
Ah, okay. So I thought I was going to have time to finish my workout. But...
Nah, go finish your workout, man.
Well, I'm doing it anyway.
Ah. What's up, Felix? What's up, Dista?
I'm also doing my workout.
How's your ass?
I'm working my... Yes.
You're working your calluses. Your ass calluses.
Yeah.
The fuck is it about vegans that you get fucking addicted to sports? The fuck is going on?
Oh, I was always addicted to sport.
Okay. So,
I've been doing sports all my life.
Gotcha. So it's it's not a vegan issue. It's a Dister issue.
Post, maybe you actually look this up, because I remember when I started exercising as a non-vegan, whenever I ate animal products, it did definitely make me tired. But then after I went vegan and stuff, I have a bowl of oatmeal and some other stuff, and I'm ready for a jog.
Tryptophan. There's no tryptophan. There's less tryptophan. That's what it is. It doesn't make you tired.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's all the tryptophan in meat that makes you tired after you eat.
Yeah. And without tryptophan, you don't trip as much, you know?
Yeah, you're more stable.
You're trips that I see.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bad example because of all the sleep issues, like all the zombified issues. But yeah, I'm not motivated, but I do it because I have to. But that's about it.
Which is fair.
I don't like it.
Well, I do work out in the winter because I don't really go anywhere. The weather's shit. There's no point in going out. So I need to stay fit.
Yes, come summer, and whenever what you call summer comes, Jesus Christ, like in Scotland, it's probably like 10 degrees in August or something. But Tone goes and just
everybody's fucking naked.
Rips his shirt off, and he's like, ooh, Hulk-like physique. Blaming it on the winter.
But yeah, like 12 degrees and everybody's basically naked. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right. I need a victim. Where can I find a victim?
You could Tone could roleplay. Or I can call
Make-
Chip and make him roleplay like the other day.
No, I don't want
Make
to.
an event, maybe.
I can start an event.
Yeah, let's go.
What would you voice channel vegan okay, what would you want me to name it?
Well,
Convince us to not eat dogs.
No, it needs to be more like more direct. Eating
Why are you a piece of?
meat should be illegal.
yeah, let's go.
Just very simple. Let's go it's gonna
No clickbait. What the fuck?
We need the clickbait. Come on, everybody else does.
Yeah. Let's clickbait. Oh, I should not be singing this song. It doesn't belong to me.
Wait, can I make this really funny?
Uh-huh.
Can I put Chip as a picture onto the event?
Yeah, let's go.
Exploitation. Let's go.
Yeah, I can actually.
Cheap exploitation. Let's fucking go. All right.
Why, this is so funny. Okay, it's gonna start in like 7 minutes.
Oh, tell me it's the one with the baby bottle.
It is.
Oh yeah, boy.
Oh,
Wait,
Chip found a picture of himself before going vegan, before starting lifting weights. He was a scrawny little guy.
okay, I started it now. Also, look at the side channel post.
Okay, we'll look at the side channel.
This is how it looks.
Nice. Really funny. But I would have put his muscles on, like his nipples right in the middle. His nipples with his
can-
muscles.
We can change it later, it's fine.
We can do it next time. Next time we can exploit Cheap actually. Like
You
totally
better tag
objectify him.
Relic. You need to tag him.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'm not finding him. That's annoying. Hello, Nurbeck.
Hello, Nobag. What's up? Hello, KKDN. How you doing? Yes, hello. Hi. Hello. Oh, you don't have a mic? That's weird.
Do this for now as well to help you out
I
a
mean,
little bit.
it's not weird. Why did I say it's weird? It's not weird.
Yeah, it's those cheap phones without microphone.
Come on. That's all right. Are you vegan, Dian? KKDN? No! Holy shit, why not? It's really surprising. Somebody who's not vegan.
Especially in 2026 when there's no reason not to be.
Oh, okay, but why not? Why aren't you vegan? Oh, that's a cute doggy. Right there. Would you eat the doggy, KKDN?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
Bro, like, why do you guys think that eating meat is a crime? It's illegal.
Well, it's a moral crime. It should be
Why?
illegal because it's a moral crime. It should be illegal.
Like, why do you think it's a moral crime?
Oh, sure. So it exploits and slaughters animals for unnecessary stuff. And animals are like sentient beings. They can experience life, feel pain, feel joy. And so, because we have the same traits, and I think those are the traits that make it not okay to, like, slaughter a human being. Therefore, we shouldn't exploit and slaughter animals either, you know?
Well, like, it's not possible for everyone to have the vegetables, like, for the protein source. Like, why did they get protein from like it's not possible to get the amount of protein from vegetables, like eating vegetables.
So you can get protein from vegetables, but there are
But
like
it should
vegan.
be like it should be enough. It should not be enough. Like
Sorry, can you talk a little clearer? I'm not like, can you enunciate a little more? I'm not
like
understanding.
it won't be enough though.
Oh yeah.
It won't be enough.
And how is it not enough?
Like you have to eat lots of vegetables. Or it's not possible for everyone to cultivate vegetables.
Wait,
Oh,
how did
my
you?
Harrison.
Sorry, go on, Tom. Sorry.
On you go, VPM. Sorry.
No,
You
I'm
know,
just,
like it's not
I'm
Let's
just
you know,
like,
like it's not
point.
practical for everyone. Like every individual to cultivate crops or like vegetables. But instead they can
Dude, can you
easily
stick to one point at a time, please? You're gish galloping.
Guys,
One point
before
at a
we
time.
continue this, I don't mind moderating the VC, but let's just keep it between two people. PPM, go ahead.
okay.
Oh.
I'm maybe not the best person because I'm not really understanding all the way what Satoru is saying. So I heard
Satoru, could-
something about protein, and I'm just like
How do we
questioning.
get enough protein?
Yeah, I'm just
basically?
questioning how you reached that conclusion because, like, we obviously can get enough protein. We are alive here, and like protein deficiency does lead to sarcopenia and then death. Right? Like if somebody like for a couple of years eats very little protein, it just leads to sarcopenia and then death. And so I'm not understanding how you reached that conclusion. I've been vegan for 10 years, not dead, don't have sarcopenia, right? Depending on whom you ask, even have muscle, but like if as a vegan I post my muscle online, people are like, muscle where? You know? Because highly biased. Satoru, why are you not talking anymore? What's going on? I think maybe I got disconnected. One sec.
We could hear you, so you are fine.
Sorry, you could hear me?
Yes, it's just him that stopped talking.
Oh, okay. So that was weird. So I disconnected and reconnected, but okay. What's up, Sharir, bro?
Yes,
Yes, what's up?
I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm still alive. Don't have sarcopenia, so that's good news. According to some people online, I should have sarcopenia and then die because I don't eat animal products. So that's kind of weird.
Oh.
You know that I'm still alive while being vegan for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think about that? You think you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet? Okay. Was that a hard question? That they're gone? Just gone? Funny. What's up, Redeem?
If anyone wants to address the question or the statement that we made, or my statement above my head, you're more than welcome to. But for now,
What's the statement?
the statement for this channel is that eating meat should be illegal. What do you think about the statement?
It should be illegal.
Why?
You agree? Wow.
Like we're saying it should be illegal, it should be banned. Do you agree? or
Actually,
disagree?
veganism is better.
It is?
Better.
Yeah.
Veganism is better.
Yeah.
And that for eating meat, we are killing lots of animals.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be illegal.
Nice. So are you vegan?
Kinda.
Kinda. Oof. What does that mean? Never met a kinda
I
vegan.
eat eggs.
Oh,
I eat eggs.
why? Ew. Why?
Because my mother cooks egg.
Oh, gotcha. So like,
Wait, like-
if Sorry, go on, Chip.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, women's eggs, or what do you mean?
So if your mother didn't cook eggs, you would be vegan?
Fully.
Okay. Can you ask your mom to cook eggs less or not cook them at all? For you? Can you
Because
ask her?
she's cooking, not that other factory made egg.
Like, could just cook tofu instead. You know?
Yeah, I can ask her.
Yeah, I think like it's important to ask because like you seem to think it's not okay to exploit and slaughter animals for food, so and other stuff. So I think like could ask, could try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's away right now. After she comes back, I will ask.
Nice. All right. What is that? Oh. I was still doing graphic footage in here because we keep getting reported on this Dista.
It's safer just to give the link.
Yeah. Oh, sweetie.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm telling you that you shouldn't eat meat before you.
Good bump.
Since you arrived,
Just saying, before you hit press enter, just read your sentence, see if it makes sense to you, right? Because you're not vegan. This makes no sense on your position, right? But yeah, I think I'm the right person to tell people they shouldn't eat meat if they want to remain, not hold terrible moral positions. They should avoid eating meat, especially, pig meat, because most people like value intelligence, and that's why they don't eat dogs, right? Well, pigs are smarter than dogs. Ah.
the heck?
It could also be the Love Boat soundtrack. The Love Boat. Do you remember? Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
The plane, boss, the plane.
Anyway,
What's up, Dr. Far? You wanna turn on your mic and have a discussion?
would you like to have a discussion?
Yeah. Oh, this tea is everything. Holy fuck. I'm drinking mate tea.
The heck is mate tea?
It's like Spanish tea with lots of caffeine. And lots of anti-nutrients.
Nutrients.
I'll be right back. There is somebody in my chat making no sense. So I'll be right back. So everyone can choose to do what they want. Let's test that position. So the Croc King Raven, can I come to your house and beat you to death? If everyone can choose to do what they want, then I could beat you to death, right? What do you mean? Which comments did I miss, sweetie? Which comments would you like me to address? I actually only pay attention to comments I don't like. It's like the opposite. You're not very good at discerning things, I think. Vegan Gaze is here so I can say my catchphrase. I'm just trying to fix your brain rot, sweetie. Brain rot should be fixed. Living with brain rot is really detrimental to you and people around you. Yeah. So please answer my question at some point, sweetie. Is it if everyone can choose to do what they want and I want to beat you to death? Can I do that? I think not. I think that's terrible idea. I think that's terrible ideology. Terrible way to discern what's good and what's bad, you know? That's just me.
Fucking posers.
Bruh. What did I
Sorry,
turn on?
I had to. I had to.
So then
What's up,
basically
guys?
vegetarians.
But they said that they had a chronic illness, and I've talked to them for a little bit. Took me some time, but they've never heard of Challenge 22. And I told them like, hey, maybe you can actually look into Challenge 22. They could probably talk to you. There was some experience about the chronic illness that you have, and give you some advice. So I think it's just something that they did was just self-diagnose, self-treatment kind of thing. That would never work.
Always the best idea, obviously.
Yeah, if you have an issue, just self-diagnose yourself. That's like the best thing to do. like, bro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, I have a question for you, Post.
Yeah.
Speaking of medicine,
Mhm.
you know how people usually say that there's always this Chinese medicine made of herbs and stuff that seems to cure things or help with things. What do you think about people who say like things about Chinese medicine?
Pseudoscience.
Show me an RCT and I might consider it.
Okay.
Yeah, an RCT or a very credible source of like source material.
But do you think like some of this could work due to like placebo effect?
Oh yeah, placebo effect is incredibly strong. It goes really hard sometimes, depending on intervention. It can decrease your symptoms by like 34%, something crazy. The problem is that it doesn't stick around. Otherwise, I would be like in placebo the entire time. You know, people
Just
would
gaslit yourself that you're healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, like the
I
clown
just now
awards.
talked to my mom and she said it's okay. She's gonna stop cooking eggs.
Nice. That's good news. That's sweet.
Replace it with tofu, maybe.
Yeah, tofu. Tofu is a fantastic source of protein. Also textured vegetable protein. So that's cool.
She said she's gonna make salads every day.
Sell
No.
eggs? What do you mean?
Salads.
Salads. No.
Like
Don't do
leaf.
just salads, right? Tofu is important. Chickpeas, beans, peas, lentils. Because
Yeah, I eat almonds and every stuff every day.
yeah. Don't just do salads. Holy shit. That's bad idea.
Just almonds. Wait.
One sec. So we have always been carnivorous for thousands of years. What's the evidence for that? Holy shit. But I see that you haven't answered my question yet. You haven't answered my question. How weird, the croaking raven. You just want to talk what you want to talk about. And like, so you were projecting earlier at me. But like, what's the evidence that we've been carnivorous? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So what's the answer to my question, sweetie? If we can choose to do what we want to do, can I just beat you to death? Hypothetically, obviously. Calm the fuck down, YouTube. Answer my fucking question, sweetie. Answer my question, or like that's your final warning, and I'm gonna just like time you out for a little bit so that you can think of it. No, I don't like cannibalism. I just want you to answer my question. If we can choose to do what we want to do, can I beat you to death? And then do whatever I want with your corpse. Solaris, you're welcome to join and have a conversation with me in my Discord server. I'll give you a link in a second. Where is my link? Discord. Yeah, that's for you, Solaris. There you go. No. I just want you to answer my question, but you're not willing to, so I'm gonna time you out, sweetie. I did warn you. I did warn you to answer. Maybe you will learn to answer questions if I'm like stern with you, like a parent, like a mother, shall I say. If I'm stern with you, maybe you will learn how to answer questions directly. One can only hope. Yeah. What's up, Nini Benny? Mothers all, yeah.
A lot of death. There's like a lot of death involved. So
I do act like a mother sometimes. I know I'm non-binary and shit, but sometimes I'm very stern motherly to people. I do have to admit that. Yeah, Solarus, please come in to my server and we can discuss we can voice chat about it. Right, you asked to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
no,
Because
we
some
shouldn't
people-
because
Yeah, because some
no,
people
because some
get hit with
people have
guns.
to use. Yeah, some people have to use. Yeah. So basically, like, I don't know if you're purposely committing this, but this does sound like you're using a logical fallacy, which is an appeal to perfection or nirvana fallacy.
I'm not
And
even,
I can recognize that. I can recognize that, like, driving for some people may actually be required for like their job or their type of work. So in cases like that, that's pretty hard to argue that that should be illegal. And like also there's like with driving, the important distinction between driving and farming animals is that driving has reasons to exist. Like there's when I say reasons to exist, what I mean is like there's a necessity there for people to drive to get from one place to another, whether it's like to get groceries, whether it's to work, for their work. And also driving doesn't inherently cause intentional deaths. Now, there are accidents that happen. There are accidental deaths, and those are tragic, of course. But with animal farming, the deaths are not accidental. The deaths are very intentional and very purposeful.
And imminent.
So that's like the big distinction I would like to point
and
out.
murderous.
Is that
Yeah, but
one
like-
is necessary and one is unnecessary.
Some
Does that
people,
make sense?
some people think of it as a necessity. Maybe they have a medical condition that need protein, or just kind of like
No,
they got
the-
meat.
Solaris, are you gonna come in and have a discussion? You've been ignoring me posting a link, so like, let's not ignore me. Let's say, oh, I just meant in text or something like that, right? Like, just don't ignore what's happening. Right, so I've asked you to join the stream. If you can't, that's totally fine. But I need you to like address that, right? And then I'm trying to understand your comment, but I think I would understand it better. You don't use Discord. Well, a yes or no, please. I can send you a link that isn't Discord. Would you like me to do that? Yes or no, Solaris? I can send you a link that you can just press and you are talking to me immediately, right? Like Google Meet. They don't mean to be rude, Vici.
For why
Can I
that's
continue
usually
my
not.
answer? I didn't
Okay,
interrupt
yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Let's avoid using other
Some people see it as a necessity. Maybe people don't have money to buy all this.
That's fine. Okay, so let's try to address your question here, right? Because I do like addressing questions or statements. So you say, I respect vegans, I do eat meat, but if anyone doesn't eat meat and shit, I think, I won't argue. Vegetables and fruits are good too. Potatoes could be carbs and shit. So we're not talking about diet here, Solaris, right? I'm not spending entire days doing activism because I want people to adopt my diet. What I want people to do is stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals, right? So you can eat meat. I can give you a list of meats that would be ethical to procure. It's just like if you eat meat from a supermarket, that's unethical because it comes from exploitation and slaughter of sentient animals who don't deserve it, who suffer greatly for it, right? And so if we can avoid it, we should. And most people who have an internet connection and time to watch YouTube can indeed stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals, you know?
If it was
Okay, so you
tasty
care about
and I like
pleasure.
it, yeah. If it was tasty, I'll sure buy it.
Yeah,
Can you
and
go
plant-based food can be tasty.
But I wouldn't. Yeah, but I wouldn't.
It is
be
tasty.
vegan.
Guys, stop. We're going with derailing. This is like an ethical question, not a taste question. So the
Yeah,
ethical question in here, see, for you, it's does your pleasure justify murdering someone?
Someone is different.
Animals are
No,
individuals. Hold on.
Yeah.
We can
No,
just
animals.
stop.
No.
We can pass the semantics. Individuals. Animals are individuals, correct?
I wouldn't kill human to get pleasure.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna ask you again. Are animals individuals?
Pink, 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 pink,
Mm.
pink.
No, they're living creatures.
They're not individuals. Then what
How do
are
you-
they?
How do you define?
They're living creatures.
Okay, so let me
But
ask.
would that be an individual?
They can be both. The fuck?
I don't know. It's different perspective.
Do you think an
It's different
animal do you think there is a someone inside of that animal? Do you think there's like an independent mind inside of that animal?
To
Do
be
you
a
think they have
someone,
thoughts?
you have to be emotions. You have to. You
Yeah,
have to
they
have emotions.
have that. They have
Okay.
that.
Not as
Can we-
complex as a
guys,
human
guys,
emotion.
stop.
But they
Holy
have
shit.
it.
Stop.
They have
I'm
emotions.
actually
Stop!
getting
They are not
irritated.
aware of
Jesus!
what happening to them.
moderating this
Stop.
shit. Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Stop.
It's like talking to a wall. Holy shit.
Okay,
Please.
listen.
Sammy,
Seth, hold on.
stop.
And Seth, I'm gonna mute you in the guy's in a second. Holy fuck, this is really irritating. So, see,
For real.
you said that animals cannot express emotions. True or not true?
We are breathing together.
Chief,
Okay, I want to say something, but
can
don't
you?
interrupt me.
I wanna.
Don't interrupt me.
I wanna moderate this in
Okay,
as clear
yeah,
as I
but
can.
nice, but don't interrupt me, okay?
But only if you're gonna derail.
Okay.
Do
Yes, but
animals
not.
have feelings? Okay.
Yes, but not like it's not like humans' emotions. Not
Yes, but no.
as
Fine.
complicated.
People don't know that saying yes but no is a contradiction.
Is it okay to harm individuals who don't have similar emotions to you?
Yeah, but as complex, complex, yeah, maybe.
Let me ask you again. Is it okay to harm individuals who don't have similar emotions to you? Yes or no?
My favorite meme.
What do you mean by individuals? Like humans?
Oh,
Animals,
Jesus fucking
including
Christ.
Animals? Yeah. Not to hurt. Not to hurt. I don't want it to be like I don't want it to be painful for them. Just a
Okay,
quick.
let me ask you again. Hold on. Let me ask you third time. Is it okay to harm animals for your enjoyment? Yes or no?
He's not challenging us, he's just gibberating. But I get your point. Yeah, people don't consider these things. They don't consider animals as anything much larger than object, much more significant than objects. Yeah, I will agree with you there. I'm just saying that's a category error. So
Eat. It's a
And
necessity.
why do you eat meat if you don't have to?
I mean, but the other things are so expensive.
But that was not my question, right? I'm asking you specific
yeah,
questions.
I know. You just
So
What is it?
why do you eat meat if you don't have to? And you said pleasure because it gives you enjoyment, correct?
Yes.
And then you said you are okay with harming animals for enjoyment, yes?
I'm not harming them.
What has to happen to an animal for you to get meat?
Mercifully kill them.
Mercifully, can
Bro.
you describe how you would mercifully kill me? me as a human who does not want to die, how would you mercilessly kill me?
Oh, get the fuck out,
Well,
120. Get the
I'll
fuck
give
out.
Let's
you
say I'm telling you, I don't want to die. And how would you mercilessly kill me?
I should fucking ban you or
mercilessly,
something.
I'll
You with your
give you
idiocy.
painkillers.
You
And I'll
literally
just get a
You literally
big-
could go to a fucking computer, right? And go into my description and click that link, you fucking moron. I know you're trying to like take a piece out of the situation, right? I'm just like, okay, like find original, find new stuff. I don't know.
If I don't eat, because I don't eat humans. That does not
Bro,
include.
bro,
I
bro,
do
bro,
not.
Yeah,
bro,
he's
bro.
obsessed, Pia.
Set.
Fucking
You're
obsessed.
going to have to detach yourself from food for a second, okay? You're going to
Okay.
have to, for a second, not think about what you put in your mouth, but think about the individuals. So,
The individual,
I'll ask
yeah.
you yet again. When it comes
Yeah.
to humans, is it okay to kill them if you don't need
I do know shit about killing animals. I do know quite a lot. I know more than an average person. I do know shit. That's correct.
That's because it's a human. The only
Okay.
reason I would say yes, because it's a human.
Can you please describe to me what a human is?
I think you meant
A
don't
creature
know
that,
shit.
that has awareness of itself and complex emotions.
Okay, awareness of itself and complex emotion. Can you please define complex emotions?
Like complex emotion, it has like it can learn things.
Eat.
Okay.
Okay, that's not an emotion, but that's fine. Okay, it can learn things. Okay.
For me, it is. And
Well, it's,
like
it's not for you because it can't be you, dude.
Am I
I can't say.
am I-
Well, for me,
am
1
I-
plus 1 equals 3. The reality still applies to you. I understand you want to describe reality in a different way, but yeah, let's go on. So, what else is complex of emotion other than learning things, which is not an emotion?
complex love emotions and complex hate emotions and complex fear.
Wait. You gotta stop using the word. If you're gonna be using the word complex, we're gonna be here all day.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
I'm gonna
I'll
need
be
you to
already. I have nothing.
describe what
have
I know
nothing
what
to-
emotions means. When I ask you what complex emotions means, I'm not asking you to enumerate a set of emotions and then add complex in front of them because that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help. So what
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to do is I know what an emotion is. I know several examples of emotions. You call them complex emotions. So I'm gonna need you to explain to me what is a complex emotion.
The animal must not know is dying, says the genius. Let me show you something, right? While they talk, I'll show you something, all right?
Just to be clear, I'm asking you
I'm
to describe
answering your
what a
question.
human
Let
is,
me
and you're
answer your
giving me
question.
an example
Let-
of what a horse is. So,
Let
Seth,
me. No.
what
I'm
is
not,
a human? And
I'm
you
gonna
said
show
a
you.
complex
Oh my
emotion.
God,
So you're
oh
gonna
my-
have to explain to me what a complex emotion is.
Oh, it's
Seth.
not here.
I'm gonna tell you an example. That's the only way I can describe it right.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, describe it in an example, but please make it fast.
Okay, listen. If an animal have sex with another animal, okay?
Right.
So, and if the other animal gives birth,
You want to tell me
And the
this animal
female
doesn't know they're
dies.
gonna die?
will it
Yeah,
be
they will
depressed?
mourn them.
Look.
Yeah.
Will it be depressed
They'll-
for
Look.
a
Yeah.
long time?
How they're trying to run away?
Wait, okay, so
You know why this happens? Because they watched the cow before them get shot in the head, and then they were like watching that cow palpitate and just like lying unconscious and palpitate, and then have their throat slit. Right. So I think this animal knows he's about to get killed, right? He does. And once he's shot in the head, and if it's not a successful shot, then he'll know what it's like to have his throat slit. So I think you're talking out of your ass. Well, let me ask you a question. You have been dodging, so this is like your final warning. If you don't answer this question, I am gonna just like mute you for the day at the least, right? Time you out for the day. So I do expect a direct answer, right? If I come up behind you while you're sleeping, right, and kill you, can I do that in perpetuity to all humans? They don't know they're gonna die, right? I've increased the practices so well that I do it when you're sleeping, right? You don't know in advance that you're gonna die. Can I just like walk around and do that to human beings? You're not answering my question. Oh, weird. Weird. Well, this animal, right? You need to be incredibly fucking blind to think that this animal doesn't know that when they get shot with this pistol, it's bad news. They're trying to hide away from the pistol. They can't because they're locked in, right? You're literally denying fucking reality, but I also want an answer to my question, or I will time you out. Can you answer my question? And truly, truly, last fucking time, right? I'm not comparing anybody. I'm just asking you a question. Last fucking time, if you don't answer that question, I'm just gonna either ban you or time you out for the day, because right? If the next answer isn't yes, it's okay to kill me, or no, it's not okay to kill me if I don't know that I'm getting killed, if that's not the next thing that you write in the chat, then you just like asking to be banned. You know what I mean? Because I did ask you quite a few times to answer my question directly, and you're not doing it. And I've been warning you that I'm going to time you out or ban you, right? So if you're not obliging, then you're just asking to be banned. Yeah?
About non-human animals. So maybe talking about veganism from the start with him could maybe help.
Okay. So I think just for the people in the side chat, if he Shrike or someone else, can you guys ask the person if they're okay with eating disabled humans for pleasure? So we can just.
Oh, we all went quiet all of a sudden, the croaking raven. We all went quiet. Because you don't want to answer the question and you don't want to get banned. So that's good news. You don't want to get banned at least. Okay, well, you did answer, so I'm gonna put you on a timeout for 24 hours, and maybe you can learn how to answer questions next time. How about that? So when we have conversation, just answer the fucking question and don't just like gibberate about what you want to gibberate about. Carnists are so bad at reasoning sometimes. Holy fucking shit. So bad at conversation skills as well. Holy fucking shit. Right? You made the claim, and now it requires questioning for you to justify that claim, right? But you're not willing to, because all you want to do is just like say this bullshit that you have in your head, this fantasy of like, killing animals in their sleep is actually so good and dandy, right? You have this fantasy in your head, and when I dare questioning that fantasy, you're gonna gibberate about unrelated stuff. You're gonna predict 4D chess. You're gonna predict what I'm gonna say, right? And then create this straw man of an argument, and you're gonna answer that instead. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
I'm not sure what you're referencing. I'm sorry.
You should pronounce maybe a little more clear if you can.
They do all the
Because we
time,
never
VG.
understood you.
Terrible. How can we talk to people? Holy shit.
Is Steve here? Oh shit, I'm getting a phone call.
Bro. Anybody wants to turn on the mic and have a conversation?
See, Tyler's a bit triggered.
Oh, Tyler, don't be triggered. Open your mic
In
and
your
let's
chat.
have a talk. Oh, in my chat. Tyler.
Yes.
Who's Tyler? Oh,
I give 1/2 about animal, they're just food.
Bro, I'm on fucking top chat and not live chat. Let me go address that then.
Bro.
Bro. Yeah. Okay, Tyler. I give one fuck about animals. They are just food, and that's all. So let me ask you a question then, Tyler. And as you've noticed, I do expect an answer, or you're gonna get heated, right? Not because I want to eat people. I want to have conversations. And sometimes people, when they're not fucking threatened, they just don't answer the questions, do they? So the question is, right, if I don't give a fuck about you, and I consider you to be my food source, right? I'm a cannibal for whatever reason. Is it okay for me to take people, you and people like you, and farm them in perpetuity and slaughter them at a young age? Is that okay? I expect a yes or no. Yeah, I hope. I'm going to ban people because those people don't agree with me. No. It's not about a disagreement, Keanu. You will notice that if you don't disagree with me, I will address it, but I will ask questions. And when people consistently don't answer questions, this is when I give them 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3 warnings, 4 warnings, 5 warnings, sometimes 10 warnings, while telling them, if you don't answer my question, I am going to ban you. I'm going to be incredibly forceful with people who pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals and then come into my chat and try to justify that. I am going to ask them hard questions. And if they purposefully avoid answering those questions, then there is no conversation to be had. I don't mind when people disagree with me. I want them to come here. I want to talk to them. It's just like when we disagree, we have to discuss and we have to answer each other's questions. When somebody asks me a question, I don't dodge, I don't answer a different question, I answer that question directly. And I expect the same fucking basic logical standard. All right? I hope that's clear. You see, like, Tyler clearly doesn't say yes or no. So it should be okay for me to slaughter people like you if I don't give a fuck about you and I am a cannibal for some reason. You understand how that's a suicidal position, Tyler? If I was to hold that position, I would be basically saying it's totally okay if you don't give a fuck about me, which most of you don't, guys, right? Let's not sugarcoat it. If you don't give a fuck about me, it's totally okay for you to come and eat me for whatever pleasure reason you want, right? Because you didn't fucking specify for what reason, right? Just food, right? So I just think that's a horrific, suicidal, immoral position. And I would require fucking highest justification if somebody was to come and kill me. It better be moral reasoning behind it. There better be like, if I don't kill you, like 2 million people are gonna die, something like that, right? But all you say, I don't give a fuck, they are food to me, therefore I'm not going to consider my victim's position. I'm not going to consider the trillions of victims of my position, right? And that's just like a bad justification because I suspect you wouldn't accept that for yourself, Tyler, right? I think so, but you didn't answer my question, so I'm left speculating.
Yeah, maybe.
As you said, like some people may like be intellectually have issues. So I try to look at some individuals like that to make myself feel a little bit better for them, on them. It may sound may sound a little bit harsh, but
Okay, let's see. So Irumi says vegans still have blood on their hands as farming crops, with apostrophe there for some reason, still involve poisoning and killing animals to preserve crops. Yeah, but here's the thing, Irumi. I hope you're listening, right? That's kind of true, but it's also kind of your fault, right? So if we actually look at the land we use for food, right here, right? We do have calculations for that. This is the amount of land that is used for animal production, including 43% of crop production, right? All of the deaths right here, and by the way, pasture is being poisoned, right? It has pesticides spilled on it, cows walking around, killing everything in sight, animals being shot for wanting to eat said cows and chickens and pigs and whatever, right? Like all the predators are being killed, all the animals that like die in there without reaching a food like slaughter weight, right? All of those animals, in case of chickens, it's like 30%, something like that. All of that blood, right, is like so much bigger than this plant food production, which you also eat, right? So you are partially correct. It could be that there is blood on our hands. I think the statement that mammals, right, which do have blood and insects don't, that mammals are killed for crop production, I think you would have to present the evidence for that. The evidence for that is basically weak, incredibly weak. It's just basically some farmers say that it is that way, right? Or like that Plonker on Joe Rogan says that it is like that way. But in reality, it's highly unlikely that there is actual blood spilled right here in this tiny sliver of food production, both for you and me. However, the amount of blood that is spilled on all of this land, including 43% crop production, including all the harvest right here that is harvested for forage, right? So all of this is happening because of meat eaters. If we were to go vegan, the entire population of the world, we could reduce crop production by 200 million hectares and obviously eliminate all of this pasture that is also covered like in blood, like absolute crazy. So it's your fault as the meat eater, right, that there might be some deaths for my crops. It's your fault. Because we have to so intensively produce the crops for the trillions of animals that we feed, right? And all of this forage, and by the way, foraging literally cuts so close to the ground that actually might have like victims, whereas harvesting crops is just like doesn't even fucking touch the ground, right? So it's your fault. If there is blood on my hands, quote unquote, which I don't think there is some insect deaths, that's for sure. It's because of you. It's your fault. So coming into my chat telling me, oh, vegans have blood on their hands, when you put that blood there, is just like a crazy amount of dissonance that I'm not sure if we can handle. But my guess is you just like heard somebody say that and now you're repeating it. So I hope you don't repeat that anymore, Irumi, unless you have evidence for it. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Oh no, I just don't care. It's like the first minute. No, none of my streams are limited. Doesn't matter. I just try not to use it in first 1 or 2 minutes, and the only way that my streams get limited is when I play like some kind of a music, so don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's okay to say the word kill. Especially on a platform is like occupied by gamers. It's fine.
Ethics based on duty,
But thank you
compassion. Yeah.
for
Yeah,
worrying
Quantum,
about
like
me.
the thing is about animal, like the veganism. It's just we don't want to abuse animals. We don't want animals to be abused and harmed. And what we do is we do actions which don't harm animals.
Yeah.
It's that simple, easy peasy. I can even ask, I don't know, Chip. I think you're busy. Never mind, Chip. Here's another
No,
person.
I'm here.
Okay, you as an individual who doesn't harm any animals, what do you do that doesn't harm any animals?
What do I do that doesn't harm any animals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I poop. That doesn't harm animals.
But in relation to veganism, what is veganism and how does it not harm any animals?
Oh, in relation to veganism,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I go to the store, instead of picking a product that enslaves an innocent animal, I choose the one that doesn't. It's as simple as that.
And how
And if I go
difficult
to
is
a
that?
restaurant, I also choose the meal that does not do that to an animal. How difficult is it?
So funny, this AI burger just comes out of his mouth like fully fledged, still where he beat it. By the way, I didn't use AI for generating this. I just found it online and used it.
So it doesn't. There's no extra complexity to having your nutrition coming from plant-based sources rather than animal-based sources. It's the same.
There you go. Oh, veganism does okay, maybe this is a question for Chip. Chip, does veganism borrow rights theory from human ethics?
Yes. In my opinion.
As in, we should extend rights from humans to non-humans.
Possibly. I'm unsure.
Yeah, so you can also see it in a way that like if you ask yourself as an individual, what is the most important thing to you in life? In general, you'll come up with things that are related to emotions, to experiences, to memories, and to other people that you relate to. So if that's the most important thing in life to you, your experience of life essentially, then why would we assume that's any different to any other animal that experiences life? You don't, like, this idea that it is important to you is not a cognitive process. You didn't just actively choose it. You instinctively are driven by it.
Yeah, this is why I
So
have
that
this
must mean that
argument.
to you, what matters is experience of life, and that you can experience it however you want. And thus, to anybody who experiences life, it must mean the same thing, that they just want to experience life and be left alone. So any animal should then, the reason why we protect the rights of humans is because of this particular fact that they want to
Do any of you agree in the chat? I have like quite a few viewers who are not like interacting. I mean, Ferdus, I do ask people to subscribe. It's just to reduce the incessant trolling that I would otherwise experience. But if you want to have a conversation about this specific topic, I have the my argument for veganism on my screen, and you're welcome to come, ask questions, have a conversation with me about it. It's totally cool. Conversations do require, though, asking and answering questions. So, yeah.
Yeah. People should be allowed to
Be
speak in the
careful
chat
what
only.
you wish for. Be very careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. Even if everyone were vegan, we would still have to kill or trap animals to protect our farms. Not necessarily, right? This is like a false dichotomy. So I famously argue for bringing our food production inside, right? So vertical farming, lab-grown stuff, and like as a preliminary thing, like greenhouses. Greenhouses can protect quite a few animals from crop pollination and whatever, and quite a few crops from the animals outside, right? So that's not necessarily true. It's just that what I'm proposing cannot happen while people want animal products, because we use like this much cropland and pasture land. We use this much land to provide feed to animals, right? And so this is the thing that drives monocropping, in my opinion, right? Because we need so much crops to feed the animals, so much forage to feed the animals, and so much pasture land as well to feed the animals. We just can't move away from monocropping just yet, right? So I think you're creating a false dichotomy. I don't think that's true. But if it is, even if it is true that if we all went vegan, the entire world went vegan, and we reduced the cropland or like the entire agricultural land by 75%, we would still need to like do the things that you are describing, trap animals to protect our farms, crops, and like killing wild boars and rodents and native animals and such, right? It would at least reduce that, right? And therefore it becomes, if you care about all of those animals that you're talking about, it becomes a moral obligation for you to go vegan and advocate for veganism, I think, right? Only I think most people who bring that argument towards me, they don't care. They're just trying to hurt the feelings of vegans, which is hard to do with me. I'm so sorry to say, right? If you want to hurt my feelings, it's possible, but it's hard. So why do you think it is the same to kill a human and an animal? Well, I don't think that at all, right? What I'm actually saying, give me 1 sec, let me find it. So, right, you look at this and I'm saying, this is a metaphor, right? I'm saying both apples and oranges are fruit, right? And you go, oh, did you just say that apples and oranges are the same thing? I'm saying no, I just said those two things belong to the same category because they have one trait in common, both grow on trees, which is how we define like fruit, right? And that's what I'm saying about humans and animals, basically. Both are sentient, and therefore they deserve moral consideration when considering whether they should be exploited or killed. So I'm saying both shouldn't be killed, neither should be killed. And you're saying, well, why do you think it's the same? And I'm not saying that. I could hold the position that it's worse to kill a human being, but it's still bad to kill an animal as well, right? I'm just saying both are above certain threshold, which we call sentience, that make both morally wrong to kill unless there is a really, really good reason for it, right? Yeah. Thoughts on medication that uses animals to derive from or direct use. This would be like snake venom. So I think snake venom, so I think snake venom, how it's not synthetic yet, I'm really not sure. We have like almost everything synthetic these days, like Botox is mostly synthetic and not derived from animals. I do think it's immoral to test on animals or derive things on animals for like human betterment, and I think we should find solutions for that, and we do have solutions for that. It's just like sometimes it takes a while to address those solutions, to change the systems that exist to those solutions. I personally work in a medical school area where they do like clinical trials. So I work in human clinical trials, and when I do talk to people about like animal rights, that all the people that work around me, they believe one of them is one or two don't believe that. Most people like believe that it's okay to exploit and like torture basically animals for human betterment, right? And when I ask them what's the justification not to move to like alternatives that do exist. And some of it is that it's not, they claim, a good replacement, which I think we should do more testing, like comparing to past animal trials of those systems. I think we should do that. But a lot of it is money, basically. To switch from one system to another would cost a lot of money, like one time. But in the end, it would actually be cheaper because animal testing is incredibly expensive and obviously incredibly cruel to the animals. So I think we should start moving away from that. Is that a Bengals hoodie? I have no idea. I've had this hoodie for like 25 years. I fucking love it. Why are only humans shamed for being carnivores? First of all, we're not carnivores. Sorry, obviously omnivores. But second, because we have moral agency. We have the ability to discern between right and wrong, right? Which animals have, but to a very limited degree. And that's why I talk to humans, and also humans talk English, so, and animals don't. You were asking about killing someone in their sleep. Well, if they would answer the question, I would ask them what is the morally relevant difference between those two beings that makes it totally okay to kill an animal and not even give it a second thought, but not okay to kill a human, right? And there are like many differences between humans and animals, obviously, right? But I don't think any of them actually bring forth a good justification to slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, is what I'm saying, right? Sorry, it jumped. I'm so sorry, guys. We're not vegan. Well, veganism is something else, right? You're talking about like a diet prescription. All vegans, well, most vegans admit that we are omnivores indeed, but it's just that in the 21st century, we don't have to kill animals for food. We can just like avoid doing that by taking like a B12 supplement and maybe like a multi-supplement. And so that's what we're advocating for. We're not advocating for like evolution towards like herbivory or something like that. That's silly. Yeah, there are herbivores with canine teeth. That's true. That's more of a mammal thing. So a horse has canines, right? So you think humans can't survive eating plants? I mean, am I like a mutant or not human or something? Been vegan for 10 years. Surviving just fine. So I think... And I'm not the only one, right? Like, you're literally in a chat full of vegans. So, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I eat eggs, for example, but I choose eggs from free-range chickens, not those kept in tight cages. Well, did you know that they, like, actually still exploit and slaughter those animals, even though those animals have, like, don't have cages. And they, like... They literally just put them in like these large, huge sheds. Just because they don't have cages doesn't mean they don't like suffer greatly. It's just all they're bred to be exploited and slaughtered at the age of 2. There are other torture things that have been done to them for eggs. And the most important thing is you really truly don't need eggs. And so you can just like avoid doing all of these things, right? You seem to care about those animals if you buy free range. I think you should extend that care a little further and just like avoid exploiting them in the first place. Avoid the slaughter of baby chicks that happens for free range, and avoid the slaughter of hens when they don't produce as much eggs anymore, you know? It's totally possible, it's totally doable. According to the Bible timeline, meat was added, who cares? Like in the Bible, internet wasn't mentioned even once, human being vegan, so I don't know. It's a bad one. I'm sorry. I just don't like. Vegans eating highly processed and refined foods, talking about what is natural diet is hilarious. We're not talking about what is natural diet. I really couldn't care less what the natural diet is. In fact, I do admit that humans have omnivorous adaptations. I I'm just saying that in the 21st century, that doesn't matter. You can be healthy on a plant-based diet, even if it's slightly more processed. Like we do have, where would they have it? Let me search for it. Processed food. We do have RCTs at this point comparing real meat with processed plant-based meats, and the processed plant-based meats just like have better favorable health outcomes, right? So like if you look at this one among generally healthy adults, contrasting plant with animal intake while keeping all other dietary components similar, the plant products improve several cardiovascular disease risk factors, including TMAO. There were no adverse effects on risk factors from plant products. So, and if you look into it, the plant, let me go to the actual study. The plant proteins in this case have a lot of ingredients. Let me just find out. Yeah, look at all of those ingredients. And yet they just had like better health outcomes for human beings. That's why I don't like go to like what is the natural diet, what is the blah blah blah. Nature has been like systematically killing us and other animals for like people say, oh, we've been eating meat for millions of years and therefore we should like eat our natural diet or whatever. Well, that same fucking nature has been slaughtering us, starving us, killing us from sepsis for those same millions of years. So, or however thousands, hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. You know, it's just like, I don't think that matters, you know? If you point a gun at a human, that person knows what could happen. Well, look at this animal. She knows what's happening. Or he, I think, probably because mostly bulls are killed for meat, right? She's trying to avoid this gun. I know this footage is a little like blurry, but I think he knows. I think he knows. So, but like the question was though, right? When I asked that person, if I point a gun at a sleeping person, they're not gonna know what happens. They're gonna have no idea. I just think it's wrong to kill them anyways for them, right? That they will be losing their life. That's a tragedy, and I find it's the same amount of tragedy when we breed all of those trillions of animals into existence just to kill them. It's terrible. You know? I don't know how it's in your country, but in most countries in Europe, that's tracked and controlled. Well, no, baby chicks are ground up alive in Europe as well. Like, I don't think it's humane to ground up 1-day-old chicks. And I don't think it's okay to slaughter those animals in the end, right? Even if you give like, even let's assume that there is like best welfare or whatever, which we do have like RSPCA approved factory farms being exposed. But let's assume for a second that you're right and like they're treated incredibly humanely. They're still slaughtered in the end and in the beginning, right? So the male chicks, because they can't produce eggs, they're still slaughtered. Sentient is being used very loosely. No, I can provide, I can show you what I mean by sentient. Just give me a sec. Let me just find it. There isn't wide range of sentience. There is wide range of consciousness. Not even wide range, but like there is like a like somewhat of a gradient there. But sentience is basically having brain and the spinal cord, and those two structures with the 5 senses, right, on the species population, allow us to experience life around us and create this feedback loop that we end up calling consciousness, you know. So it's when I use it, it's not loose at all. I just didn't show you yet, but now I have. You can also choose to buy meat and eggs from small local farms. Well, I don't know what that does to the animal that's being slaughtered, right? Like, again, like, can you answer that question, Freedom? Like, if I treat a human being incredibly, like, kindly, humanely, and then come behind them when they sleep and shoot them in the head, is that justified? Is that like a good thing to do to that victim? I don't think so. So animals on small farms, they're still slaughtered. They're still exploited their entire life. Like the fact that they don't have cages, that's obviously like a really good thing, right? Because cages are just like way worse. But they're still exploited. They still have like their cloacas prolapse. They still like just die of starvation because they can't get to food. And, you know, it's just like still really bad. And no farmer, even the small farmer, will keep an animal alive if they don't produce for them. That's the crux of exploitation, isn't it? When you exploit somebody, you only care if they produce for you. And when they no longer produce, they kill them. I have one hand. Well, why are you exploiting them though? You could just like not exploit them anymore, right? You still view them as something to produce food for you when they don't, you know, eggs are not produced for you, right? This like artificial creation of like, even if, you know, yeah, maybe it's like possible to have like hens like who are 7 years old, they basically don't produce anymore, and you just keep feeding them anyways. Well, that's cute, sweetie, but you still bought them to exploit them. And the male chicks, what did you do with, like, when you bought chicks? What did you do with the boys, right? People come in here and tell us their welfare stories while still exploiting animals. And do you think we should accept that? I don't know why, Jim Bob. It's really like a harsh thing to think that we should accept. You're not chanting outside. Well, I don't know why any of that would be bad, right? Chanting outside, like about a cause that you care about, would probably be good, right? If you care about a certain cause, you would probably want people to go outside and like protest that bad thing. And vegan kids are genuinely a good thing. Kids who grow up being connected to their empathy. I don't know why you would call that unethical. Kids can be vegan as long as they're well supplemented and their diet is well planned. So I have a friend called Joe. He's raising 2 fantastic vegan kids, and they in 10th percentile. They're doing really, really good. So it's just, oof, it jumped again. I'm going to try to go back, but I might be skipping. So that's where we were. Those 2 structures, the nervous system, do not denote sentience. Yeah, they do. So if you have, like, they allow sentience to arise. It doesn't necessarily arise if 2 things are severed. So that would be like a species that cannot be sentient. But if you have a cerebral cord, like if you have like a brain and a spinal cord and they're connected, and you have like the nervous system, which is what the spinal cord is for, like in the central nervous system, you have like all the nerves running through your hands. That's the feedback loop that creates consciousness, and it's the consciousness that I value. So, brain does not equal sentience, but brain plus spinal cord plus no weird severed things, right? No weird mutation. Yeah, that means. A non-vegan kid is usually non-vegan due to parents as well. So I'm not sure what you're saying there. So you agree that it is not the same as killing humans and killing an animal, but keep asking what, well, because you're making a justification. So I'm asking, does that justification work in human beings? And if it doesn't, then I'm going to ask you, what is the morally relevant difference between those human beings and animals? Right, Freedom? It's just a beginning of conversation. It's not the end. You're trying to jump to the end, but you don't know what my statement is yet. Right? You don't know what my response is to answering to your answer. that's the thing that I would claim, right? There is no, humans and animals are incredibly different. Not incredibly, right? They share quite a lot. Both are animals, both have sentience, like all of those structures. But humans have sapiens, humans walk on two, humans have all of those other traits, right? Like one can argue like more complex emotions and shit. I'm just saying, if it's not okay to slaughter a human being without them knowing, then potentially it's not a good justification to slaughter an animal like that as well, unless you can name the trait between those two things that make it okay to slaughter one but not the other. Oh, did that dog do bad? Okay. My kids chose carnivore diet and they're thriving. Okay, Jesus Christ, somebody call CPS. Nothing against empathy. That is a false equivalence. I'm a vegetarian. Grow up mode. What do you mean by that? I'm just saying growing up with empathy, right? Because you keep saying vegan kids, right? So that assumes that they hold the position that it's not okay to exploit and slaughter animals. And that comes from empathy, but I would claim compassion actually, because compassion is more logical. But like, if all you mean by that is that kids on a plant-based diet are somehow blah, 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 whatever, then you're also wrong. So I'm arguing for both of those being wrong. So like, kids growing up with compassion on a plant-based diet are gonna be just fine. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're saying there. You jumped again. Intent for food is not even close to the same as murder. Killing for food and killing it quickly is being empathetic. Well, when you don't have to kill it all, I don't know how that's empathetic though, Rabbit, right? Right, like you don't have to end that life. You can just eat plants instead. And plants are a non-sentient life and therefore not morally relevant at all, right? So that's what we are saying. Where is it, bro? Right here, right? If we all choose to eat from this, from the plants, the non-sentient plants, and just like stop exploiting and slaughtering animals, right? We would just do better ethically. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can kill a dog quickly, but if you don't have to kill a dog, it's probably better not to, right? Like, am I your property by law? My dog, I love the treat and treat it amazingly. I'm not sure whom you. I think you're talking to somebody else. I'm not sure what that's. Yeah, well, if I like shoot a human being and eat them, like that's cannibalism. But if I want to be a cannibal instead of being a plant-based person, is that okay then? Like, if my intent is to eat that the remains of that human being, is that all of a sudden okay to kill humanely, empathetically, while they don't consider, like, one day they're not knowing? That's the point. Like, and if no, like, please tell me the morally relevant difference between a human and an animal that makes it okay to kill an animal for unnecessary stuff, but it's totally okay to kill, totally not okay to kill a human for that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And if we could avoid that, we should. I don't know whom you're saying that to, but you would have to. By the way, guys, you can come in and have a discussion in my Discord server, right? Because voice chats would be so much more fun. You know what I mean? Killing a human being without them knowing it is humane. Well, it's humane, but somehow wrong. That just seems like, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, legality, I don't care, right? Like, only 400 years ago, it was totally legal to kill some people, but not others, right? So legality, I'm just putting it outright there, right? In a couple of decades, we could make it illegal to kill animals. It already is, right? Dogs, for instance, it's illegal to kill dogs in a lot of countries. So, like, legality, I'm just putting aside because that's ever changing. But you're saying it's humane to kill a human being, but also somehow wrong. So you gotta explain it to me, and mostly, please read them. Interact with the question. God damn it! Why? Like, what's the morally relevant difference between an animal and a human being that makes it right to kill an animal but wrong to kill human? What's the difference there, right? I know there are many differences between humans and animals, but which difference makes it okay to slaughter an animal for unnecessary bullshit? I don't know, Rabbit, I'm not sure whom you're talking to, but this is like too general. If you want to give me like a specific criticism, I'm willing, right? Let me just fucking... maybe your inability to see the distinction between murdering a human without intent. Well, I can intend for food, right? I can just like intend it for food, and then it would be trait equalized between the two things, right? I can just like breed humans, a certain race of humans into existence, to hypothetically slaughter them for food that I want, right? Would you then say it's okay? I wouldn't. I would say there is still like a victim right there, and I can avoid victimizing that victim. You're a Muppet, so I wouldn't talk too much, you know? So yeah, but they're not sentient. They are alive. Like bacteria in our guts are alive, but I don't think I should consider our bacteria as morally relevant. Random people trying to get kids vegan, why not? Kids have a huge amount of empathy and compassion, and sometimes they are way more logical than adults. I think you know, a parent perhaps should be present, but I don't think that's bad necessarily. Well, sweetie, tell me what is the morally relevant difference between a human and an animal that makes it okay to breed and kill an animal for food, but not okay to breed and kill a human for food? And like, you know, actually test my fucking logic, right? By like answering this question. Being vegan is a very privileged lifestyle though? Holy shit. Like, the plant proteins are the cheapest on planet Earth. Like, Google textured vegetable protein. I actually made a post about this a few days ago. Let me just find it for you, right? Right there.
This is me.
I knew it. He's
Oh,
vegan.
there. Yes, very vegan.
Oh, sorry. Something was playing, I didn't know. All right, like TVP, for instance, it can provide you 4 to 6 times more protein than beef, 1 to 1.5 to 2.5 more protein than eggs, and 2 to 3 times more protein than chicken for the same price. So it's like, it's obviously untrue that a vegan position is the privileged one. It's obviously more of a privilege to buy animal foods because they are like so unsustainably produced, right? And they cost way more. Like, when people come in and say that shit, it's like as if you're brand new and you don't know how much beef costs. Holy shit. Well, the environmental position is incredibly clear on a plant-based diet. So, like, we've reduced the amount of land we use on a plant-based diet by 75%. We would reduce all of those emissions by eating lowest on the emission scale, and all of that food is plant-based, right there, right? So it's an environmental win. Absolutely, to go on a plant-based diet. Veganism specifically is a stance against exploitation and slaughter of animals. So that's what we're talking about. But if you want to ask me specific things about like environmentalism, I'm relatively well versed, but not too much, right? Like, because I mostly talk about ethics. But holy shit, do animal products horrific for the environment. Look at the water use. Jesus Christ, bro. It's like the lowest ones are fucking plants. and all of the highest ones, except for groundnuts, are animal products. And I don't know, I don't interact with nuts the way I used to interact with beef and eggs and milk, right? I eat very little of them. So, yeah, it's a win. Because humans can think, speak, answer, and have complex feelings. Well, let's test that freedom. There are human beings that can't think, speak, answer, or have complex feelings, right? So incredibly mentally challenged people, for instance, or like babies, they can't do any of that, right? They don't have complex feelings or can speak, answer, or think. Is it okay to now exploit and slaughter them for unnecessary food? Like, is that a good justification? I don't know about that, but I'm waiting for your answer. Hey, what's up, Axel? Powder of sentience is our morality and eating our own species? I don't know about that. There are plenty of cannibals in our past and in our present. There is like a booming human meat market, like black market. So I don't know, that claim just seems sus. How you read... I try to read the best, but like English is obviously not my first language. I try to read the most. Maybe I can increase so it would be easier for me. Yeah, I will increase the size, but now actually you should decrease it because back. But I try to read as much as I can. I don't ignore it specific. Like, what info did you provide? Maybe I should go back and see what info you provided. Having the whole discussion in the first place, yeah, so I was absolutely correct to ask you if therefore it's okay to exploit and slaughter babies and mentally challenged people. I think I've read enough to understand your position there. So I don't know. Hold on. Those TVP prices are projections because production hasn't been scaled up. What the fuck do you mean? You can go into almost any store on earth and find TVP. That's incorrect. That's 100% incorrect. Have you ever gone to a store and looked for TVP? That's incorrect. Those are not projections. Like, TVP is the cheapest protein on planet Earth. Even in places where it's like a little less accessible and a little more expensive, it's still gonna be cheaper than animal products. That's just like factually incorrect. Please provide evidence for this, by the way, Josh. Like, this is insane. That you can throw such a thing into the air and just like not provide evidence for it. Oh, somebody is want to talk to me. Let's go. Hey, what's up, D-Dog?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Oh, sorry about that. I wasn't noticing. I was talking to my chat about, obviously, this is...
No, you're good.
Yeah. What would you like to discuss?
I just had a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
I think, I'll just start off. I do eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're probably morally, I think your argument is correct. I think if I could not eat meat, like environmentally and morally, that'd probably be the best thing. I think there's problems in your logic. I was in your chat and they timed me out. I was not trying to spam, but
okay.
You know, I was trying to pose a genuine question to you.
What was the question?
Well, because you were talking about spinal cord in the brain, and that's what makes consciousness, which
Well, that makes
deeply disagree
sentience.
with.
A sentient being
Well,
can be not
yeah.
non-conscious. Yeah.
Yeah, that is where I have the problem with the argument you're making, because my understanding, and I'm not very familiar with vegans, that wouldn't apply to things like bugs, bees, which as a vegan you would be opposed to collecting honey or collecting eggs.
So I do it. I understand. Sorry. Do you want to finish the question? I'm sorry. Sometimes I run ahead.
No, you're good. That was the general idea.
Okay. So as a vegan, I take the precautionary principle, but I also do have a question on whether insects are capable of sentience. Some of them, here's the thing: the scientific evidence is really, really unclear. The more observational scientific evidence, which I find lower on the hierarchy of evidence, shows that some insects at least are sentient, but the more interventional evidence shows that they might not be. But because I'm so unsure, I just avoid using honey, and I think that's the correct thing to do. If you had a human being who's we are unclear if they were born sentient or not, some human beings are born not sentient, I would say let's hold off doing anything to them until we know that they are not sentient, and usually the non-sentient humans do die really fast, fortunately and unfortunately. But if we had some kind of a this epidemic of unclear if sentient human beings being born, I would say let's take care of them. Let's not do anything to them that is morally questionable, like killing them or exploiting them, until we do know, and that's the position I take on insects as well. If I can not interact with that type of food, I do.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair, but I would lean more towards, I think, just logically speaking, I think a resource like honey or eggs can be humanely harvested. I think I get what you're saying, and I know chickens are treated terribly.
No, I don't care about that. No, I don't care about that. Listen, I don't know.
What I'm also saying is that there are family chickens who they live with the family and they give the family eggs.
Yeah, that's still exploitation. They don't give the eggs, right? I was born into one of those families. Listen.
Sure.
I was born into one of those
can
families.
I say one thing?
Yeah,
can
sure,
I say one thing?
Go on.
Am I exploiting my dog?
It depends. It depends on how you treat your dog. If you think of their best interest first and foremost, then no, it's not exploitation. If you first think of what you can get from your dog, then yes, that's exploitation.
Okay, so not everyone is exploiting their pet dog, right? So my argument I'm just saying that can apply to a family farm chicken.
Well, you just said something incredibly showing, though. You said chickens give them eggs, which is untrue.
You didn't let me finish.
Sorry, go on.
The argument that I was making is that it's a symbiotic relationship. The chickens are giving eggs, the family is giving protection, shelter, and food. That's what I'm saying. You're right. It's not so much the chicken isn't like, oh, here's my eggs.
I think that's a bit of a. I think that's a bit of a lack of understanding of ethics on your side. Not gonna lie. So let me ask you a very long question, right? And then we can go into what is the morally relevant difference between those two things, right? So usually people who have chickens, right, they adopt. They buy them as chicks, and usually those chicks are not sexed, and so people who buy
I hatched my chick from an egg, but
I know. So but the first time, right, you buy chicks and then you have males and then you have females, and you kill the males.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And then even the smallest of farms, right? I remember I grew up on that fucking thing. I grew up on a farm with a chicken coop, right? So I remember that. First of all, I remember fighting the chickens for the eggs. And they were definitely not giving them to me. I was stealing them. And so that's if you find that ethical, I don't know, if you find that not exploitation, I don't know what you mean by exploitation, frankly. And also when they the entire coop was given less eggs, we would just kill them and eat them and buy new chicks.
Okay, my family didn't do that. That's crazy.
What do you mean? Why would my parents, right, at the time, feed animals that don't give them what they want?
because they're sentient creatures that you don't just murder because they stop producing eggs.
Yeah, but that's not how people who own chickens usually look at
Yeah.
chickens. And by the way, I do have a
I
person.
agree.
Yeah, I do have a person in my chat, not right now, but they are subscribed. They do pop in the chat often. That one of my mods made them vegan, right? But they still have chickens, and they just now take care of them as pets. They don't take the eggs, they feed the eggs back. They just like let the chickens do whatever they want with the eggs, like feed the eggs back to them. And they just like keep them as pets. And that's like, cool, that's clear. That's like, to me, it's ethical. Because I think when you have a sentient being, right, if you think of their best interest and you don't have a profit-oriented thinking or like exploitation-oriented thinking towards that animal and just doing whatever is in their best interest, then you're probably not going to take those eggs. You're probably not going to buy those chickens in the first place that were bred like for like factory farming usually.
I guess the difference for me, and I have no idea where you come from. Where I come from, having a family chicken is a very normal, and it's normally a thing because it's not rich families owning chickens to harvest, to have their eggs. You know what
Harvest,
I mean? These
ooh.
are poor middle class families, and I mean you keep saying these things like steal the egg. Yeah, the chicken doesn't want to give you the egg. I totally agree with you there, and you're not going to get any argument from me there. I'll pose the bees don't care when you take their honey.
Oh,
so it's neither here nor
fuck!
here.
That's not true. They do. They do. That's why beekeepers subdue them.
Most beekeepers. I don't know where you're from or what bees. The
Come
bees here in America,
on.
the beekeepers go no suits on. They'll scoop the bees up by their hand.
You know, they like put like what do you call that? They put like
To spray,
steam
I
in
know what
there.
you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yes.
So they definitely
Yes,
do
some
some
of them
shit
do.
to the animals to take the bee.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is some of these bee harvesters, they don't use spray or any of that. They take humane amounts of the honey. But what I'm trying to say
Wait,
is
humane?
that,
You keep using this word. I'm sorry, I'm just like stopping you. Like by humane, what do you mean? What do you mean?
just it causes no harm.
Oh, okay. Is that the only thing that you mean? Well, I would say that's like not even my primary goal because you can cause harm to an animal, but that would be in their best interest. My primary goal is
I
to
guess
not
that's
exploit
where I'm
animals.
very confused. Can you give me an example of that?
What, like when you can harm some like an animal would like and it would be in their best interest? Sure, surgery.
That's making them better. That would.
Yeah, but you harm them. You harm them. You cut into them.
I would argue that cutting into them to do something beneficial isn't harming them; it's benefiting them.
Yeah, in the end, but at first you harm them, right? Like when you listen. Here's the thing, right? When I
technical little bit of like a language barrier thing, because I get what you're saying. Like technically, you're having to damage their skin, but you're helping them.
Yeah,
There's
in the
no
end.
instance of you like breaking a horse's leg or something, and that helps them, or hurting a chicken, and that helps them, or declawing a cat, and that helps them. Like that doesn't. A medical procedure is good. It's helping. It's not hurting.
Yeah. So what do you mean by harm then? Can you tell me what you mean by harm?
I guess what I'm saying is if you can remove an egg
No.
from
Can you give me like a definition or something? Because like you can give me an example, right? But I would be against that example because
shortening the lifespan.
You think harm is shortening the lifespan, and that's it. That would be also like by that
shortening the lifespan or causing unnecessary pain.
Okay. Well, that's like not my primary goal,
that's something
though.
you would never do. That's something you would never do.
Well, like if you have like a pet who's like suffering, you would shorten their lifespan.
Sure, euthanasia is the one.
Yeah. So the point is though, right? Hold on, Jesus Christ.
Wait, can I?
Can I say a word though?
You interrupted me. Okay, sure.
No, go on.
My whole point here is what I'm saying to you is that there are people starving to death in the world, and we can humanely and without any pain or any suffering to the animal harvest eggs. Not saying that we do cause it and we shouldn't, but we can harvest honey without causing pain, and we can harvest eggs without causing pain.
But why
I
would
have
you?
a big problem. Well, can I finish?
No.
I have a big problem with veganism when you guys won't even let other people humanely harvest and eat eggs and honey. That's when I have a problem.
Well,
Or that's when my worldview differs from, I
yeah.
guess, your worldview.
Here's the thing, right? Like, this humane thing, again, is just like not the main thing for me. It's not in the best interest of the animal to
Well, I
have.
guess I care about
Jesus.
humanity more.
You see, you like not even letting me finish either.
Okay,
so.
I'll finish. I'll let you.
So again, it's just like not my primary goal necessarily to do something too humanely to the animals. My primary goal would be we should stop breeding them into existence only to like exploit them in the first place. And by the way, I'm not sure why you would harvest quote unquote eggs or honey when the best way to feed starving people is grow crops. That's the most efficient way, because chickens usually eat crops. They eat the commercial food. Yeah, but if the commercial food, which the small farms and the farmsteads also use, that's crops. So you're feeding crops to animals in order to take a much smaller amount of food from that, when you could just like grow crops directly and send them to the starving people. It would be the most ethical way to feed people.
Well, it would also be the most efficient way, which I agree with you.
So why would we? So this comes back to the question, why would we breed those animals into existence just to create the most inefficient food that, even if it doesn't harm the animals, it frustrates them at the least? And in most cases, please do agree with me on that, unless you are incredibly unfamiliar with the farming practices, in most cases, it also tortures and slaughters them. Right?
100% agree.
Yeah.
I have never once have I made an argument for mega farming. I think that should be illegal and it should stop. You're right.
I think small farming should stop as well. I followed small farmers.
I disagree with.
Yeah. I know why you disagree. That's fine, because you want to continue exploiting animals. But I followed the small farms, the homesteads, for like a year. I just really wanted to know how they treat the animals. And sometimes it was just like the treatment, the amount of torture was just worse, because those people are incompetent. They don't know how to properly kill animals on a, like on an assembly line. They don't know how to treat them. They don't take them to the veterinary. Just let them fucking die. The predators keep getting those animals and eat them alive the entire time. So yeah, maybe there is this idyllic like farm that like absolutely humane and nobody ever dies and nobody gets killed, nobody gets eaten alive, nobody gets tortured. By the way, even on a small farms, piglets, for instance, are fucking defanged. That's fucking torture. They have their testicles ripped out. That's fucking torture. That's on the tiniest of farms, right?
That's what you do to your pet dogs.
No, you don't just like rip them fucking testicles out. That's you're just generalizing. You're saying one removes testicles, the other also removes testicles. But first of all, the intent. Remember, that's what we're talking about. The intent for surgically removing under anesthesia the testicles of your dogs, which I, by the way, also find morally problematic, right? I just think there is like no choice for now.
But neutering is morally problematic?
Of course, you are intervening. I don't know why you're laughing about that, but you're intervening into an animal's bodily autonomy. It's just like in most cases, it's just in their best interest and in the best interest of the animals that they will never father.
Can I ask where these
right?
farms you visited are?
Sorry?
Can I ask where these farms you visited are?
Oh, I didn't visit. I went on their Reddit and stuff. I went on their like forums where they talked about like certain things. But I was born on one of the farms, so like I don't know what point you're trying to make.
How did you guys treat your animals?
Yeah, I told you how we treated them. I would steal the eggs from the animals, and once they didn't produce as much, we would slaughter them for
You're
meat.
talking about chickens.
Yeah.
You're talking about chickens.
Yeah.
That's the only animal you had?
No, but I was too young for the rest of the animals. I think we had a goat and like a goat for milk who was
So it was
slaughtered when I was very young, and we had like quail as well, and they didn't produce enough eggs,
And so
they were killed.
outside of that, that's the only farm you've been to.
No, I've been on a humane goat milk farm a couple of years ago. And in
Okay,
about
and how was that?
yeah, in about 5 minutes of questioning the owner, I found out that they do send them to slaughter, that they trade the animals with a factory farm down the line so that they don't reproduce too much between like family and shit, right? And they kept
How
the
were they
boys.
treated on site?
Why does that matter? I told you that
So-
that's no.
but
Hold
you're
on.
ignoring my
You
point.
keep
I'm
trying
to make a point.
You keep
But
yeah,
you're
you
like,
keep
well,
trying to make a point that I
eventually they
don't
were
give a
sent to
shit about
slaughter.
though. Hold
Eventually
on.
they were sent to slaughter.
The dog.
You know what that tells me is they had a pretty good life, huh?
Yeah, I don't
And
give a shit about
that's
that.
not my point.
The dog.
But
Be
my
quiet.
point is you don't have to
Be
send them
quiet.
to slaughter.
So here's the thing, the dog. Yes, they do have to send them to slaughter because they wouldn't feed an animal that doesn't produce milk for them anymore. Right? So they do have to send them to slaughter. And also, you're trying to like paint this idyllic farm when I told you, yes, that's like nice and all when animals are like treated well. But what I care about is exploitation and slaughter. So you keep trying to strawman my position and I just don't care for it. Okay? Gonna mute you now. You have like final words? Because you keep like trying to strawman my position. I just don't care for that.
I mean, I haven't tried to straw man your position.
I
feel like
care about exploitation and slaughter,
That's
and
just
you
yelling
care
over me
about
again,
if animals had a nice life. Let me
Yelling
ask you,
over me
if I
again, guys.
bred babies
You asked
into
me for a final statement, and then
if I bred babies into existence, right, and I gave them a really, really nice life, but I would also enslave them on my plantation, only for an hour or two a day, but they were like my slaves. They can't leave, and when they're no longer slaves, I slaughter them because feeding them is too expensive. Would you find that humane? I wouldn't. Final statement, go.
can I have a final statement, or are you going to mute me when I say something you don't like?
No, you can have your final
Because
statement.
you just yelled over me like a fucking child. What? Like seriously, you mute me and yell over me after you asked for a final
you have
statement?
you either
You
have a
asked me
final
for a
statement or
final
you're gonna
statement,
continue streaming
and then
at
you
me.
yell over me.
Hey, what's up, KK? How you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can just back.
Yeah, I can just disconnect you because I'm the most. Yeah,
Final statement.
keep doing that, and I'm gonna ban you as well, right? I would appreciate if you stick around and calm down a little bit, but if I
You
disconnect
me
you, it
from
just
the
means I'm
final
finished with you.
statement.
Okay, I'm just gonna
final
ban you,
statement?
man.
Are you?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Can I have my?
Bye.
Even conversation is good.
Sorry, go on, KK.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Sorry, can you come closer to my mic, wherever it is? Oh, they're gone. Okay. Well, anybody else wants to come in and have a discussion with me, but this time without strawmanning my position, without trying to convince me that humane farming totally can exist, that people who have the mindset of exploiting and slaughtering animals for bullshit, they actually can be like very nice to animals and not slaughter them and keep feeding them after they've done exploiting them. Can you like fucking be more moronic than that? Jesus Christ, bro. So if anybody else wants to come in and have a discussion with me without trying to strawman my position, please, you're welcome. I will have a debate. It's just like when people keep strawmanning my position, I get frustrated. That's how it goes. Yeah, humane exploitation. Well, by humane, he meant not harmed, whatever the fuck that means. So, you're proposing to grow plants just for us to eat, then you are the problem. So it's okay to do the aforementioned if it's for you. What do you mean? What do you mean? Plant growing eliminates animal exploitation and it reduces animal killing as well. So that's why I advocate for us to move towards plant-based diets. But I also advocate for us to move our food production inside. So again, just strawmanning positions left and fucking right. Just ask questions, guys. Just ask question. Strawman. Not strongman. Strawman. What are the holes in my argument? What were the holes? Yeah, I'm not sure why people think that, but I think they mean just like crop depths as well. Oh, what are the holes? Oh, by the way, holes is without W, just FYI. What are the holes in my argument? Like if you are like completely disregarding the argument and trying to push your personal agenda on it, that's not holes in my argument. That's just like somebody who's really highly motivated to continue exploiting and slaughtering animals. By the way, they started saying that they do eat meat, so you know they actually cause slaughter, which they find inhumane. Times one subscribes here. Strawman, not strongman. Strawman fallacy is an informal fallacy of refuting an argument different from the one actually under discussion, right? I presented to him that it's morally wrong to exploit and slaughter animals, and he kept talking about nice lives. Right, dog? You still here? Strawman. Oh, I misspelled that. Strawman. Right. I'm against exploitation and slaughter of animals. And you were going, oh, but we can exploit them nicely. We can exploit them nicely, though. Why won't you let us exploit animals nicely? Because I'm against exploitation of animals, the way I'm against exploitation of human beings. Right? No, I muted you after you started filibustering about strawmanning my position. Oh, but I bet the animals had a nice life before they're sent to slaughter, before they've been milked 3 times a day, while the babies were taken away from them and sent to a different factory farm. Yeah, I bet the animals had a nice life. While their fucking horns are entangled because they were dehorned. Yeah, very nice farm. One of the humanest farms on planet Earth that send animals to slaughter because they can't bother feeding them anymore after they're done exploiting them. That's why I'm against exploitation, because if you put a human being in that position, right? If I bred babies into that position, you would say, oh no, all of a sudden it's not humane. No, I've been on plenty of farms. I was just like giving you an example of the humane farm. I was born on a fucking farm, you dumbass. How people, like, you really want to make it true that I don't know about farming practices, that I don't know what small humane farms look like. Oh, God. And by the way, I was taken to that farm by a friend who was buying all of their dairy, not all of their dairy, but once in a while they just go crazy out of their way. And I was asleep in the back seat, right? Because we were driving to this work thing together. And then on the drive back, I was asleep in the back seat. And he just took me to that farm and he was like, well, this is the most humane farm. And the owner came out to turn the lights on for me. And within 5 questions, I got them to admit to all the immoral shit that they do to these animals. But I'm supposed to sign off on that. Just eat plants instead. Why are you so, committed to exploiting animals? that you can't just like that you have to like make those strawman arguments. Every chicken that is bred or bought for food production is exploited. I think you don't understand the definition of the word exploitation, which is typical. Let's read it out. Exploitation. The act of this is like for humans, utilization of another person or group for selfish purposes. So when you get chickens in order for them to produce food to you, that's exploitation. If you have chickens as pets, you wouldn't eat their eggs. You would put those eggs back into their food because that's in the best interest of those chicken pets. If you're getting their eggs, you are exploiting them. If you got them into your house in the first place to get those eggs, you are exploiting them. Common sense is failing you, dog. Common sense is failing you desperately. Even looking at the definition, you're still appealing to common sense. Dumb. Stupid. Okay, let's... I'm actually gonna sign off. I was gonna do like a very short stream anyways. You know what, we're gonna... If anybody wants to come in and have a like an actual discussion now, let's do it. But otherwise, I'm gonna sign off. Let's see if KK wants to come back as well. Oh, for the love of God, why? Yeah. No, that's on you. I'm not sure why you're trying to put that on me, sweetie, right? Like, this is a wife beater or child beater logic, right? It's like, look what you made me do. Right? That's the type of logic you are deploying here, King, and I'm airing it out for everybody to see. Look what you made me do. You made me kill a bunch of, like, 2 chickens. You made me cut the heads off 2 chickens. That's abuser logic. That's a wife beater logic. That's a child beater logic. Yeah. I'm not religious. Thankfully, I don't have the brain rot for that. No personal attack here, sweetie. You are reading into it. People are just telling you that you use words in a way that allows you to continue. And by the way, how's that an argument for you to continue eating meat? Animals are slaughtered for meat, right? Abuser logic. This is abuser logic, King, and if you can't see that, that's a shame. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's logic, you dumbass, right? You're using the same logic towards these animals, or towards me, frankly, right? As a person who would beat their wife or their children would use, right? So the way a wife beater would say to the wife, look what you made me do, you're basically saying the same to me. Look what you made me do. You made me kill 2 chickens. And that's not something that is on me. That's on you. You're just like an abuser. You like deploy abuser logic. Oh, hey, what's up, Axel? Yeah. then you're not killing chickens because of me. You're killing chickens because you want to kill chickens. Hey, what's up, Gem Lettuce? What's up? How you doing? I'm trying to get somebody in the chat with me to have a conversation with me. What's the hypocrisy pointed out? What's the hypocrisy? I think my position is very logical, very logically consistent. But if you can find the hypocrisy pointed out, my guess is that you're just gonna say play with words instead. Well, okay, guys, I guess, I don't know, it's just like a lot of people watching. If somebody wants to come in and have a conversation with me, this is the time. If you ask questions and answer questions and don't strawman me, it's gonna be a very pleasant conversation, I promise you. Not like the dog who's trying to force the words to mean something that they don't, or force those words on my argument, right? So, if you want to have a conversation with me, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, I'm gonna go. And by the way, this is a direct link into the outreach. Oh, what's up, Joshua? How are you doing? Oh, they're gone. Fuck. Oh, Joshua.
Hit the wrong button.
Oh, hit the wrong button. That's
yeah,
okay.
I exited instead of turning my mic on.
Oh, yeah, that happens. I'm technologically very low on the totem pole, so I can totally understand that. What's up?
Not much. I was in the chat, talked with everyone, and so I'm not a vegan. I am a farmer, and you are correct. Care of the animal is not like an exchange of goods for the animal's meat. It's just part of the infrastructure of raising an animal. Some animals do have better conditions than others, but in the end, we are killing.
Yep.
And I think it's really disingenuous when people try and argue it a different way. And and as you said, these animals are bred and domesticated to the point where when we are done eating them, they will go extinct.
I don't remember saying that today, but if by extinction you mean with
that
like
might have been my interpret. Like if we stop breeding them for food, these particular species that we eat for food, they would just stop to exist.
Yeah, sure.
Like
I'm
pigs,
fine with that.
Pigs wouldn't be extinct. There would still be wild pigs.
Yeah. But the domesticated pigs that suffer greatly if they are left alive after 1 year, yeah. Why would we breed those animals into existence just to suffer?
Suffering is also on a spectrum. Like my pigs do not suffer until I kill them.
Yeah.
But I do still kill them.
Because you kill them early enough, right? Or unless you have like heritage pigs.
I do. My pigs are heritage breed.
Yeah.
Like my sows live till 10, 12 years old. They're fine. But no, and it isn't the most efficient way. It's more done by for tradition at this point. Like developed nations can move away from it. I don't see it happening. Like definitely not within our lifetimes, but it could.
It could, yeah.
Because like I'm very much big picture. Like I want us to go to Mars. I want us to like live on the moon, and we're not, you can't take a pig to the moon. Like,
I mean,
it's
you
gonna be
could, but why would
plant-based. you? Well, it'd be the animals. Like, it's hard enough for humans to function there. Like, we're not gonna hook pigs up to treadmills for 10 months till they get big enough to eat. Like,
I
that's
mean,
inefficient.
it's not just inefficient, it's incredibly
exacerbates the inefficiency.
Yeah, it's just like incredibly
Maybe.
cruel when you could like just eat other food that isn't sentient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am on board with us getting to that point because that will be the most efficient way. But I don't think the infrastructure is there. Like, it's not something that can stop immediately. So
Sorry, what's the last thing you said? Because I was typing in the chat.
Oh, I don't see a way for it to happen immediately, like in near future. But like, what is your vision of like projections for how it would look weaning people off of me?
Yeah, that's a hard one, right? Like, if I had an answer, I would at least 50% of the population would already be vegan. I think
it would be a lot easier if it was
I think
more of an option.
you put it bang on, right? Like, it's like part of tradition. I just don't think that's a good justification. I can just like ping you here. Let me just ping you here if you want to come in. There you go. Jem is like another activist. They might want to join in, right? So, so the thing is, right, like, it's tradition, it's a lot of misinformation, and it's just like, frankly, lack of consideration of the ethics, in my opinion. I think the ethics are on my side. Like, I don't think we should breed those animals into existence, not because it's less efficient to do so, but it's because it's like incredibly cruel to breed an animal that only to kill them, right? So, like, for instance,
Well, and a lot of the breeds, a lot of the commercial breeds, like Cornish hens, like they have a 30% mortality rate.
Yep.
Just from growing up, because they put weight on so fast and crushes
well,
their body.
it's not just that, it's also the antibiotic use. Like, I heard like farmers say that if they reached 30% mortality rate, that means that they gave enough antibiotics, is not too much, not too little. So it's like baked into the production,
But no,
quote unquote.
even small scale, like on like a farm like mine, if I just had 30 chickens in a 5-acre field, 30% of them would die if they were like those breeds, just because that's just how many die.
Yeah.
Because the breed itself, was so inhumanely bred. And we see it a lot with some of the over domesticated livestock.
Jem, you want to jump in or?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just currently eating lunch, but yeah, I can just sort of do both. I just don't want you to hear my food.
It's already lunchtime there. The sun's just coming up here.
Yeah, for me it's 1 p.m. where I am.
Yeah, Jem. So, let me just. Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you guys got to, like in the conversation, because I was sort of preparing my lunch and half listening.
Yeah. So, Joshua, can you like? It seems like that you agree on, like, we agree on quite a few things, right? You are agreeing with me on quite a few things. Can you like make a point for why you should continue exploiting and slaughtering animals like that when like you definitely have enough land to like grow plant food instead?
Yeah, if you could just explain your position, that would be cool.
I don't have enough land to. Like, I'm only on 5 acres.
That's a lot.
So I could, with not monocropping's stupid and terrible, but theoretically, if the weather for the year is perfect, I can grow all my food in a year, just purely plant-based with enough variety. soil conditions where I am great. I'm in a high clay soil area, so not
Jem,
a
I'm just
wide enough
gonna
variety, I
Jem,
think.
yeah, Jem, I'm gonna
That's why I
just jump
don't.
in for one thing, Joshua. I just like really want to like have like a really important question. Do you buy commercial feed for animals?
No.
No, so like
No, I'm in Amish country, so all my feed's local grown.
well, that doesn't
Like
matter. I'm just
they still
asking local on your 5 acres or local on somebody
like
else?
my neighbors.
Yeah, so you already buy food or you barter for food. So like you can just like barter for plant food or buy plant food for yourself and not for your animals, right? Because like you obviously know how inefficient it is to raise animals. You need to feed them about 10 times the amount of food that you could have eaten yourself for the same calories. So like the fact that you, by the way, 5 acres is quite a lot. The fact that you couldn't like grow all your
In America, 5 acres is small.
yeah, but like I'm just saying, like in the fact that you couldn't grow all your plant food on the 5 acres, that's meaningless because you already buy plant food to feed the animals, right? So like you could just shift to buying some food, plant food for yourself and stop breeding, exploiting and slaughtering animals, right?
To an extent, because part of the trade and transition is the meat of the hog. So I trade whole finished hogs for the following year's feed.
I'm still not clear why that
could be
matters,
done,
Joshua.
It's a transition, just like what we talked about earlier. It's a transition that could be made over time. But I don't know.
But like, so what I'm asking is, what's the but? Surely you understand that those animals.
I agree. Well, I'm fine with the exploitation to an extent.
Well, how come?
Like it's not. I don't view it as morally bad.
So would you view it as morally bad in human context or?
Well, yes, because within morality there's distinction. So I view human life differently than animals, and even though that may be hypocritical, that's just how I see things at this time.
Jem, go on.
Well, since you mentioned humans, then I think we should probably ask what the trait difference is, because you're saying that it would be morally bad in a human context, but then when it comes to any other species, it's not bad for them. So obviously we need to find out what the morally relevant difference is between the two that justifies exploiting one but not the other.
Well, I put a higher moral value on humans than I do animals. I mean,
yeah, why?
Why? That's just how I've decided to live my life. I mean,
yes, but what is it? Let's
I've at times. This is a hard one for me to answer because I'm prior military, and I made the moral decision to fight humans too.
Yeah,
so.
let me just explain, right? So let me just explain something, because if I was asking this question to somebody who was being racist rather than being speciesist, and I said, why do you value black people more than white people, or white people more than black people? And they said, well, I just do because that's it. That's sort of my own personal preference. That's not really telling me anything. So that's what you're doing in this instance, but for the animals in this context. Does that make sense?
It does. I see your point, but I disagree with it on the grounds. I guess it'd be tribalism in a way, except in this sense, rather than an in-group and an out-group within the species. I consider other species in the out-group. Like, does that make sense? So I guess in a way, it is a form of like species superiority, I guess, would be like the foundation for it.
Yeah, but you
Like,
see,
if I'm being honest, that's where it comes from. Like,
do you understand how somebody could use that exact same mindset to discriminate against yourself? So, for example, are you from America?
yeah,
So somebody could say, I value Americans less than English people, for example, and they could say, they could use the exact same reason that you're currently using to discriminate against other animals just because of that specific trait. So just because they're a different species, you're not given like a specific trait that justifies what's happening to them. It's just you're just given arbitrary reasons.
I don't think biological selectivism is arbitrary because all species favor their own species.
Yes, but
Even
we're not
if
talking. Wait, sorry, Joshua. We're not talking about favoring one over the other here. We're talking about either, if you were talking about, unaliving a human, unaliving another animal, then yeah, we'd be talking about favoring your own species. But we do have another option, which is exploiting and unaliving neither. You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not a preference here when it comes to your own species over others.
well, it does when I make the choice to have a distinction between them.
Yes, but do you think that when you make the choice to exploit an animal, that you're it's coming at the expense to humans?
Repeat that.
So you're saying, I'm asking, so when you're making the choice to exploit an animal, is any human being negatively impacted as a result of that choice?
Not directly. I mean, people who oppose the practice are probably have the moral dilemma of like the reason we're having this conversation now of like why people do this, but it's not I don't see it as a direct effect on
Yeah.
anyone else.
Yeah, so there would be no negative impact to your own species if you just choose not to exploit other animals. That's the point that I'm trying to make here.
Oh no, I agree. There's no other than as a whole, individuals are able to make this choice right now, but as a whole, as a species, we aren't. It wouldn't be feasible logistically.
Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Sorry, it wouldn't be feasible logistically.
Well, as in me choosing to or not to exploit the animals has the same non-impact.
What do you mean it
Either
has the
choice has no impact on other people. And
Yeah.
but what we're talking about is like as a whole, collectively, to actually in the practice, I think I could see it's happening, and I see a lot of good justifications for it, especially for like this expansion of the species in general. Like I want there to be more people in the world, which means we would need to eat less meat so we could have more people. Like it's a space issue eventually.
Right, okay. But the issue here is that animals are being exploited and they're having a negative experience. And we haven't covered what the justification would be to exploit them. I mean, regardless of the fact that, we could benefit if we do or don't exploit animals, that's besides the point here, because we're talking about violating their rights, violating their bodies. And that's something that you wouldn't want yourself, but we still haven't got to the reason why it would be wrong to do to you, but not to other species.
You're attributing rights to things that don't have rights. Rights imply, now are you implying like moral rights, legal rights? Because when I think of rights, the first thing that comes to mind is legal rights, which
No, I'm
obviously
talking about
animals
basic
have
rights.
just like general rights of existence.
Yeah, I'm talking about basic rights. So the right to live free from harm, free from exploitation, the rights not to have your body violated and interfered with. I think that that's a right that other animals should also have because they share the same traits as us in the fact that they value their lives as much as we value ours. They want to continue living, and they have a preference to live without being exploited.
Like, I see your points. I mean, I just can't. When I think about it, like when I've had to put down animals, which I do all of it myself. I don't hand them off to other people. Like I
So
shoulder
what do
all
you
that
mean
myself.
have to put
Like
down on?
I can't. Like we butcher our own. Like I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I'm not part
when
of
you
like the supply chain. I don't hand off the responsibility to someone else. Like when I don't feel the same. It's not the same.
yeah,
Now,
but it's not about how you feel, it's about how they feel as the victim. So you obviously you're the oppressor. So like
I
if
am. I'm going to always be the oppressor because I'm in the position of power over
yeah, exactly. So I mean if Jeffrey Dahmer didn't feel bad about what he did to his victims, it doesn't matter because what matters is how the victims felt because of what he did to them. So it's kind of it doesn't matter if you didn't feel bad about it because we know that the victims did. And with this kind of language you're talking, oh, when I had to put them down, you're talking about that as if it's a necessity when it isn't. You're also kind of trivializing their murder because you're gonna put them down.
You're attributing too many human attributes to animals.
No, I'm not.
Animals are
I'm not.
intelligent. They have a desire to live, but a serial killer cannibal, like they
No.
just aren't. And you're not going to convince very many people that it's the same.
Hold on. I'm not saying that that's the same. I'm using that as an example to show you why it doesn't matter from the oppressor's perspective.
I'm sorry. I actually have to go. I have to take my kids to school.
Yeah, it's not a comparison. It's I'm using your own logic and applying that to a
Okay.
different scenario.
I was trying to apply it as like a 1-for-1 like counter example. That was my mistake. All right, it was great talking to you guys. I hope to catch y'all later.
Bye.
How did he say he will always be in a position to harm, oppress? Does that make sense?
Oh, I think he meant that he's in the like position of authority, like he has the power, which is like a might makes right sort of argument.
If you have power, does that make you automatically like an oppressor? Because they can choose to not oppress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because we have power, I think that having power means that we have the moral responsibility not to
Responsibility,
oppress.
actually.
Yeah, not to use our power to exploit others.
KK, would you
Yes.
like to discuss a bunch of stuff with us?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up?
good.
Yeah,
I have a sort of argument. Like,
let's go.
if I value life, I don't want to kill any animals for sake of my taste buds. Like, but people do often choose to kill others for their choices also, no?
Mhm.
So what's your argument against that? That people like, I'm talking about the abortion instance.
Sure. So, like, what you have to do is examine the action, the context, and the victim, right? So, if there is a victim, right, and it usually a word that applies to sentient beings, if there is a victim, then you must consider your actions and context, right? If there is no victim, then all actions, all context are basically fine, unless another sentient being is being harmed somewhere while not being a victim, right? So For instance, you said like in case of abortion. Is that what you said at the end, Rhea?
Yeah, because it's also a human being. It's a Homo sapien and it's living. But people choose to do that and I'm pro-choice. Like people have
Okay.
a choice to do whatever they feel to do. But
Yeah.
if I'm taking this, making cognitive dissonance in my brain.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try and settle this for you, right? As I've done many times, frankly. So first of all, for the first 19 to 23 weeks of life, the fetus is not sentient. So there is no victim to the action of abortion until 19 weeks old. Okay? Is
But
that
it is living. It is living. Like
it
I'm
is
against
living?
also you are against.
Yeah, like it is living, but like living, I don't know what the argument would be for morally considering living things. I think the strong argument for considering sentient beings is like there is a strong argument for that because they can actually sentient beings can experience life and an array of thoughts and emotions that come with that experience of life, right? Like conscious, they like actually look around and experience what's happening in the world, and therefore taking away that experience from them should come with a huge justification. You know what I mean? Like literally, we have no other choice type of justification, in my opinion. And so, like plants, for instance, I don't think we should look for justification for why, like, if I walk on the street and there is like a rose that doesn't belong to somebody, I personally have like no reason towards that rose to not like rip it apart right there. It's not, there is no experience there. There's no individual. I could have like different justifications, but those like different reasons not to, but those would be reasons because it harms some other sentient beings in the vicinity because I don't know, it looks pretty because the government, the municipality put it there to make it look pretty because the rose belongs to somebody, but the rose itself is not morally relevant. And so a fetus of 19 weeks of life until 19 to 23 weeks of life is not morally relevant because like who gives a shit? It's just a clump of cells. It's not experiencing anything. You know?
So, but you have so many qualifiers for that. Like you
Just
have
one.
sentience. You are living.
No, just
You are
one. Just
sentient.
sentient. Just one qualifier, sentient.
Sentience. Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, if woman chooses to like go against the sentience, also she has many
Yeah.
problem with that.
So
But
after
acceptance doesn't make a role. Yeah, I know. Okay.
so after
Got it. I got it.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you come closer to the mic, possibly? I know it's my issue, not yours, but like if you can oblige. So my understanding, yeah. So my understanding is you basically asked, well, what if after it's sentient? What do we do then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So then the fetus possibly becomes morally relevant. I say possibly because there is some science against them being they have like the capacity to be sentient at 19 to 23 weeks of life, but there is some science behind there that says that actually barely are. They like spend like a minute a day in consciousness or something like that. But I did say that my qualifier is sentience, and I'm standing behind that. So at that point, the fetus becomes morally relevant, and therefore to kill it, you need a good justification for it. And we don't usually kill fetuses at that age unless it's at a great risk of the mother. And then we basically like have a decision, right? Save the mother, which usually also saves the fetus, or terminate the fetus. And that's my justification for even late-term abortion, because usually it's done for a very good reason, but it's obviously a tragedy at that point, right? If we could prevent that fetus from dying, which scientists work very hard on, then we should, but they're gone in the middle of the fucking answer. Okay. Well. Anybody else from my chat wants to come in and have a discussion? There is a pinned link. You will land yourself right into the hornet's nest, as we speak. This is, if Joshua is still around, this is for claiming that animals don't have desire to live, which I heard while making coffee, right? This animal seems to express his desire to live very, very strongly. Scottish farmer, if you want to come in, please do. We have Gem Lettuce here. We're very lucky to have this amazing activist here who works at a farm sanctuary, so you can bond over looking at pretty animals all day. Sorry, Gem, I hope I didn't dox you right there.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
How long do you plan on going for, by the way, VPM?
2 hours ago, I wanted to leave, but I've sticked around because we have like pretty good viewership so far. So yeah, Scottish farmer, if you want to come in and have a discussion with Gem, they are much nicer than me. You can. No, we do care what you think. What do you mean? Of course, that's why I'm inviting you. I care what you think. I want to have a discussion with you. What's this mind reading? I'm inviting you. Why would I invite you if I don't care about what you think? But if you're making the claim that I'm not going to change your mind, then that's probably a good justification to not have a conversation. But you are totally wrong on the claim that you're not going to change my mind. I have a very strong qualifier for when I will absolutely quit being vegan, right? If somebody proves to me beyond a reasonable doubt that the animals that we exploit and slaughter en masse are not sentient, I will get a plane ticket to China and go eat a dog steak immediately. So that's absolutely incorrect. If you can present evidence that animals that you raise are not sentient, then I will renounce veganism and go eat a dog steak immediately. What do you think about that, Jem?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. I can come with you.
Yeah.
And we'll both go eat a dog steak.
Look at us, so fucking
like that.
open-minded. Sorry, I cut you off there. I do that.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, tick, Scottish farmer. Come in, have a discussion. Yeah, PR. Strong. That's my opinion as well. There is a justification to... There exists a justification to kill any sentient being, but it's a very exclusive, very strong justification. Whereas the animals that we farm, we kill because because the taste is nice. That's basically boils down to that. Just because some people profit from selling their body parts and their secretions to people who think it tastes nice. And that's just like a terrible justification that I wouldn't accept in case of any other victim. So why would I accept it in a case of animal? Again, unless somebody presents a good justification for it that doesn't cash out into killing mentally challenged people or something. But I spoil the argument. Anyways, thank you everybody for gathering. I think Scottish farmer is a bit of a coward and is not gonna come in. They're gone all quiet in the chat and nobody else seems to be coming in. either, so I think I'm gonna end the stream. But we meet here on Friday again, and next time I will not forget a prediction, or at least try to. So let's do that. See you guys.